He pushed the driver out of the
That
driver's side
GTA,
door,
buddy.
and the driver got stuck and dragged at speeds.
Oh. Hey guys, what's up? How's it going? Welcome back for another video, man. And yes, this is part 2 for this series, man. Last episode it had everything, man. It had murder, it had Easter eggs, it had, I don't know, creepy guys, man. It was a banger. It was a banger, no lie, man. Like, we started off on a good note too. And also, I cut out the videos that we already watched, so it would have been even more of a banger if we didn't watch them before. Yeah, that's crazy. Like, the girl with the fake parents, they were there. Her homegirl got drowned and she didn't even do anything. That was kind of green. That was kind of fucked up, no lie. Let's see, what else? Oh yeah, homeboy got smoked. He got headshotted right in front of some girl, man. It's just, it went down. It was crazy. If you guys haven't seen it yet, I suggest you see it. The link is gonna be right down in the description. So I'm not gonna have you guys waiting for long. Without further ado, let's get to it, man. True terrifying horror story, almost murdered. Damn.
I was driving home from work one night around 9 p.m. midweek, so the roads were quiet.
Headass.
As I was driving downhill, I heard a sound that was like a jet engine roaring behind
dope.
me.
He's got the steering wheel on the right
The
side.
next thing I know,
damn,
a car goes flying past me going twice the speed limit. It looked like a fairly
I thought he
old
was
and
gonna
crappy
rear end
car.
him, boy.
The car started to get the speed wobbles. Then one of the tires came flying off and rolled at high speeds downhill while the car spun out and crashed. I stopped my car to make sure whoever was inside was okay. A guy got out of the car and looked over at me, and then started moving extremely quickly towards me.
Yeah, you saw he crawled.
I don't know why, but I hit my internal locks on the car, which was fortunate.
You was driving on the
Because no
highway
more than 2
with the
seconds
door unlocked.
later, the guy started grabbing at the driver's side door and smashing on my windscreen with his fists trying to get in.
Boy, drive away.
I'll never forget the look he had in his eyes. I put my foot down on the accelerator and drove off back home. I decided to swap cars once I got home and drove back to see what was going on.
Okay, I see him.
I saw 2 fire trucks
That
and
boy
about
got
4
2
police
cars.
close to where the incident happened. When I got back to the crash site, the guy was no longer there, so I decided to head home. The next day of work, I was online and bored reading the news when I saw an article that shocked me. The article was about a guy who had been in a police chase for 1 hour, and the police stopped chasing him because it was becoming too dangerous.
The police stopped chasing him. What kind of shit is that?
Meth, had stolen a car an hour's drive away, and had been in a hot pursuit
They just
since.
gave up.
After crashing the car, the guy apparently crossed to the other side of the road and hailed the first car that appeared, which was a taxi. He got into the taxi and stole it. In the process, he pushed the driver out of the driver's side door, and the driver got stuck and dragged at speeds.
Oh, shit.
The driver died from the incident. I called the police and had a detective assigned to me. He fingerprint checked my car and got a statement. I had to testify in the Supreme Court as a key witness
this man
in a
actually
murder trial.
went through it, all of it.
The guy got 30 years, and they told me that my testimony was one of the main factors in convicting him. I often think back to that night and wonder if I hadn't locked my doors, would I have been the one who got murdered?
Hell yeah. The hell? True forest horror story.
My name is Milo. I'm 14 years old, but this happened about a year ago. One day, I was having a sleepover with my 2 best friends, Ben and Michael, to celebrate Ben's birthday. Ben wanted to go camping and have a bonfire, so we all set up our tents for a fun night. When we set everything up, we talked about the usual teenage boy stuff, sports, cars, and girls. As the night progressed,
Where
Ben
the
began to
baddies
tell
at,
us
though?
about a man from our town.
It ain't a real campfire if you don't bring baddies.
He said that the man lurked around in the darkness and kidnapped teenage boys.
Jason?
He grabs you by the legs and drags you through the forest while looking for more kids to prey on, Ben said. We all burst out with laughter at how ridiculous
I ain't
it
gonna lie, that
sounded.
background music
Nothing
sounded like
that would ever
Avatar,
happen in our
man.
town, right?
It low-key
At least
kind of got me
that's
hyped.
what we thought. We all started to feel sleepy and decided to call it a night. During the middle of the night, I got out of my tent to use the bathroom on one of the trees nearby. But when I was done, I looked back to see a man warming his hands on our fire. And three small, dark figures hid behind him, each looking like a starved child. I screamed in fear, waking my friends who freaked out when they saw him. We sprinted out of the forest to warn people about the man, but nobody in town believed us. When it was light outside the next morning, we went back to the forest to collect our gear and go home.
But
Everything was there.
Oh, okay.
But a note
I was
was
about
left
to
on
say,
the ground.
right?
It read, "Grabs you by the legs and drags you," with a smiley face drawn at the end.
Damn.
We alerted the police and never went back to that forest again.
Do not answer the people that you don't know. Obviously, bro.
About 10 years ago,
Come on
when I
now.
was 12, I would always go into the nearby woods with my friends for most of the day. One night, we left pretty late. Usually I got home before dark, but today, I knew I wouldn't make it back, and I already knew my parents would be mad at me. We were walking in a group for a few blocks. Then a couple of my friends split from us to go to their house. I started to notice that a van kept driving past us. I didn't think anything of it.
Probably gonna ask
And
you
then
if you
my
want
last
all that
friend
candy,
split
boy.
to go to her house.
Don't do it.
I had about 5 to 10 minutes left until mine. Then I see that van again,
Oh
and
shit.
it pulled up right beside me and stopped. The driver
Oh,
rolled
shit.
down the front window.
Oh, it's a lady.
Then she told me that she can't find her son and she's been looking all evening. Then she asked me if I seen him. I looked and I said no. Then she asked me if I wanted to get in her van to help find him.
Oh fuck.
I said no again, and I looked forward. Then she asked me, am I sure?
Are you sure?
I didn't answer and I started to walk faster.
Yo, are you
And all
sure
of a
you don't
sudden,
want to
there
help me
was
go
some
look?
guy in her back seat that said, let's just fucking snatch her.
Oh shit.
I looked at the van for a split second as the woman looked in the back seat and she sped up to park on the side of the street. I started running through yards. I heard the doors open and shut on the van, but I didn't look back until I got home. Nobody followed me. I told my parents and we called the cops. I never missed curfew after that.
I told you, bro. Chill out. The man under the street light. These people got
I'm
no
scared of
chill,
the
man.
dark,
They'll just snatch you out of
and I have a
nowhere.
good reason for it. You might be thinking, so? Almost everyone is scared of the dark because something happened to them.
Not me.
Well, that is true
I was
for
born
me
in
too.
the dark.
Here's my story. About 2 years ago,
That
I
boy got
ran
yelled
away
at.
from home. I don't know just what I was thinking at the time, but I left with no food, no water, no belongings, and no coat.
Stupid, dog. You
It was
gonna
a
do
very
it, at
rainy
least
day,
do it
and I
wisely.
sensed that I should either find shelter or I'd be soaking wet. So I decided to walk to my school and stay there for a few hours to dry off, as I was already wet and cold on a rainy day. As I arrived, I laid down my head and quickly fell asleep.
Go back to
And
mommy,
when I woke
boy.
up,
You're not a man yet.
It was pitch black outside, and I could barely make out anything. I didn't have a watch or anything that tells the time, so I assumed it was midnight. At least it stopped raining, I thought. I decided to just go back home, as I wasn't far and I was very hungry that time. As I got up, I stopped. There was something in front of me, under a streetlight, about 50 yards away. It was a man about 6 feet tall, and he was wearing a black coat with a hoodie over his face, so I couldn't see his face. At first, I thought it was my dad who had come to look for me, so I felt relieved.
They don't care,
But
dog.
I didn't want to get into trouble, so
They'll know
I hid
you'll
in
be
a bush
back.
nearby and
They
peeked
ain't gonna
out.
go looking for you.
The man was standing there and looked around for what it seemed like a half an hour. Then,
Damn.
under the light
Y'all
of the
stared at each other
streetlight,
for half an hour?
he pulled something out of his pocket.
A Glock?
I couldn't make it out at first, but then I realized it was a kitchen knife.
Oh.
Then he started to run toward the bushes. No, towards me.
Damn.
Exactly. I grew frightened and sprinted out of the bushes like an arrow. He already knew I was there. I didn't stop running until I got home without ever looking back. So I survived. But to this day, I still wonder what would have happened if I didn't run on that day.
I told
or
you,
worse,
boy.
What would have happened if I didn't wake up at the school?
I told you, dog. Go back to your
I
parents,
developed
dog.
my
You
fear
wasn't
of the
ready for
dark
that
from this
pressure yet.
incident.
You don't know the streets like that.
It's so bad that now I have to sleep with a nightlight or the hallway light occasionally. Because
Oh, you being
I'm
scary
afraid that
now.
the man whom I saw will kill me or kidnap me someday if I don't turn the light on.
Oh, you just being scary. All right, guys, we're gonna stop it right there, man. Thank you for tuning in for today's episode. I appreciate you guys so much, man. Don't forget to like and subscribe on the video. Stay tuned for part 3. Yeah, like this episode and last episodes were bangers. So let me know. I still have the Joker, not the Joker, man. I still have the Jester on deck. So let me know if you guys want to see that or not. But yeah, any horror story that's not animated, I still have that. Let me know if you guys want to see it, man. Also, throw me some videos, man. Throw me some videos if you want me to react to it or not. Just let me know. Let me know. I'll answer back. Don't worry. But yeah, like and subscribe the video, guys. And I'm out.